Welcome to this week's episode of the First Reading. I'll be explaining what the first reading is about in all of the daily masses this week, because every week the daily mass focuses on a certain section of salvation history, and hopefully through these explanations we can appreciate this section of salvation history better. So the focus this week in the daily mass first readings is the prophet Ezekiel. And Ezekiel lived around 500 years before Jesus was born. And he's preaching in Babylon because all of the Jewish people got kicked out of their homeland in the promised land in Jerusalem. They got kicked out and now they are in Babylon. So Ezekiel is preaching to all of the exiles. So the first reading this week is on Monday. And Ezekiel is telling people, don't worry about the fact that Jerusalem is destroyed. It was just recently destroyed, but you guys need to continue on your own lives without mourning. Focus on what God is calling you to do right now. And to demonstrate that fact by his own life example, God says, Ezekiel, I know that your wife has just died, but don't mourn her. And then the first reading is giving Ezekiel instructions on not to mourn the death of his wife, the same way the exiled Jews can't mourn the destruction of Jerusalem. So the second day on Tuesday, Ezekiel preaches against the people who are very arrogant, people who are very full of themselves. He says, all of you people that thought you were really wise and you got rich because of all of your wisdom, well, right now, God has let all of your enemies conquer you. You are soon defeated by your enemies, and that's why you're in exile, because you thought you were so great, you thought you were so wise, you thought you were so rich, but now you are defeated as a way of God trying to humble you and make you see the error of your ways. So that's Tuesday's reading. On Wednesday, Ezekiel preaches against the bad pastors. So the bad pastors are the bad leaders of the Jewish people. And he says, just like bad pastors, they take all of the sheep's milk, they take all of the sheep's wool, but then they don't take care of the sheep. That's what all the bad pastors of the Jewish people are doing right now. So then on Wednesday, Ezekiel preaches against them. On Thursday, Ezekiel says, don't worry, he gives people hope. He says, don't worry, people. God, you're acting this way because you have a stony heart. You all have stony hearts, but God will take away your stony heart and he will give you a natural heart so that you can love both God and neighbor in a more natural way, not with the stony heart that has led to all of your current rebellious conduct. And on Friday, we see the famous image that Ezekiel has of the dry bones. So God asks Ezekiel in this vision, do you think I can make these dry bones turn to life? And Ezekiel says, Lord, only you know. And so God makes all of these dry bones back into living human beings, just to once again give hope to all of the people in exile. It says our hope is lost, we are cut off. But then God says, no, I'm capable of reestablishing you all back to where you once were. All of these dry bones will now come back to life. And on Saturday, we see Ezekiel's vision of the reestablished temple. So the temple in Jerusalem had been destroyed, but then Ezekiel has a vision of the new temple where the glory of God comes back to the temple. It says in the Saturday first reading, I will dwell among the children of Israel forever. So even though they were exiled, they will return and God will be with his people forever. So those are the first readings this coming week. Thank you for watching. I hope that we have a better appreciation for this section of salvation history. Once again, there's access to all of the different readings there for you as well, so that when you read them, you'll be able to appreciate this section of salvation history. Thanks for watching. Until next time.